this time it's going to be something totally different what we normally do. We have a gentleman who's now keeping the Sri Lankan flag flying overseas. He accompanies the world's #1 violinist. We are talking about Rohan De Silva, the pianist. He lives in New York. He's played for a couple of US presidents in the White House, namely for President Barack Obama and George W. Bush. He's also played for the Queen and the Prince Philip, right? So having him in Sri Lanka to work together with us is, I think, a huge moment for Sri Lanka itself, leave alone the general public. So I think it's a great opportunity, and the 4th of June at the Colombo Hilton we'll see the Lanerolle Brothers perform with Rohan De Silva, a classical and Broadway concert of 1 hour. When I say classical, this is going to be something different. I wouldn't want to go into detail, but a lot of folk think that when it's classical music, oh my gosh, this is difficult to take, because it's going to be very serious, it's going to be uptight, that kind of thing. Ishan and I, we have decided that we are going to do something different. It's the classical music. Yes, we will sing the classical music. We will sing some excerpts from operas, some Broadway music and things like that. But we are going to do it with a difference. That difference, I will only leave it for people to come and see, experience the difference that we are talking about. 4th of June, the Colombo Hilton with Rohan De Silva, the pianist, at a classical and Broadway concert. So that's the next big project, and I think it's a huge project. Rohan and I, we have worked a lot together. When I used to sing solo, not so long ago, because it will sound as if I'm very old, but I'm talking of possibly the very early 2000s, right? I remember performing in New York with Rohan, in Chicago. So I've known Rohan for a very, very long time. And then once we set up the Lanerolle Brothers, obviously he got to know Ishan. And what happened was we did our concert in April, was it in April? At the Hilton?
Yes.
Yeah, 2nd of April, we had a Pops concert, which is an anniversary concert. And I was talking with the GM, and we then this subject of having a classical concert, Rohan De Silva, who had played at the Hilton long years ago, when he was awarded a scholarship. That's how Rohan went out of Sri Lanka. Late President J.R.J. offered him a scholarship to go and study in London. When Rohan played a solo concert at the Hilton, at that time the general manager was Garmin Fernando, President J.R.J. was a chief guest. So I think the current GM knew about these things and the fact that we also know Rohan, and then he said, why don't we do something together and we do a good concert like this. So that's how it all came about. It's a huge project. It's a colossal amount of money, a colossal time of work, but I think it is all worth it, because for people to come and see something different. So that's how this entire thing came about.
Abacus Tea is a company that was founded by my father in around 2007, end of 2007, where Rohan and I were invited to start up this business. So we decided to leave our jobs and venture into this business, and we started with 2 tea bag machines at the time, and we are happy to say that today we have 24 machines. And I think the highlight for us in this whole tea company was when we were selected as a supplier of the tea for the Diamond Jubilee celebration of Queen Elizabeth, and it it was an idea that was conceptualized and which worked. It was great. It was something that was something cherished, and we've been doing a lot of our own, a lot of our branded tea, exporting it, and it's been good because it goes with the Lanerolle Brothers. So the brand of the tea is Lanerolle Brothers. So we brought in the words like the blend and harmony, which is also in music and also in tea, together to portray this.
Just to add something to that, Abacus Tea is a exclusive company that is owned and run by Rohan Lanerolle Senior, who was a tea bagging or technical engineer. My brother Ishan and myself, we have absolutely no connections to. There are so many other Lanerolles that are also connected to tea and various things like that. But we have this company, and this company is solely owned and operated by the three of us, and no one else.
Challenge. I mean, I think still we haven't spoken still about some of the things that we are still involved. For example, Rohan coaches international choirs, so he does that part and conducts master classes. I have my teaching, which comes under the Voice by Ishan Lanerolle. So I teach children and I enjoy it, and I also conduct cathedral choir. I also help in certain school choirs as well. So it's a lot of work managing all this. It's not easy, but where Rohan and I are concerned, I think one thing is that we know our areas, we know our strengths, our weaknesses, and our strong points. So we allow each other to handle those respective areas, and I think that is very important. So I think even for anyone who's coming up, I would say you need to recognize your strengths and weaknesses, and then see where you need to go from there to make even your weaknesses your strengths. So if you recognize that and work within your limitations and work continuously towards achieving a goal, I think that's the way forward.
Success also can come with respect for one another, I think, which sadly is a bit of a question mark in Sri Lanka, especially when it comes to music. I'm talking of the Western classical side. Some people feel very insecure. People don't see the larger picture, and I think this is not only where music is concerned. I think it is across the board, and that is why probably Sri Lanka is not succeeding. I mean, we are not developing. Look at the developed countries, you'll always look at a bigger picture. You will not look at you being the biggest frog in the well, as it were. So I think that is the issue, and I think for up and coming young musicians, the message that I would give, and add to what Ishan said, was to have respect for one another, learn from one another. There's nothing. It's an egoistic problem. If you don't want to learn from someone who's 10 years younger to you, I think it's basically an egoistic problem. But what you don't know is that probably you might learn some very important things from that person, which might be your success. You see, so that way you develop the entire industry, and not just yourself, but you're feeding from other people, and then you're developing an industry. Not yourself, the industry. That is more. Industry means you are developing the country. That's the way we would look at it. Thank you very much. Thank you.